YouTube family! Nothing has changed since the last time I uploaded. I still go by the original Grown B. And for those of you who watch me consistently, I know you're probably thinking, dang, Grown B, you said you were going to start uploading more consistently again, yet we went weeks without another upload. Well, there's a reason for that. And it's because Share Factory sucks. That's not the only reason. It's also because finals came up. I had to find a different job. So just my personal life has been a little busier than normal. So I haven't really been able to make a commentary like I wanted to. Although I have quite a few commentaries in mind. But the main reason is because of the Share Factory. Let me tell you all the reasons why the Share Factory has halted me being able to make a video. I've wanted a specific gameplay, which I got a few weeks ago. And then I wanted to do this specific commentary for this specific gameplay. Well, what happened initially is for some reason the gameplay that I had got for this particular commentary, it wasn't showing up in the part of the Share Factory where you get to add your clips in. I was like, oh my gosh, man, what's going on here? Then I realized that it was actually a lot of my recent gameplays. None of my recent gameplays were showing up in the particular part of the Share Factory where you get to add your clips to your production. So I realized, oh, this must be a disk space issue. That's the only reason why recent gameplays wouldn't show up, but older gameplays would. So I deleted all my Battlefield gameplays that I knew I wasn't going to use, and then I decided, you know what? I'm going to try to get a better gameplay than before. Same type of gameplay, which I'm going to tell you all about later, but a different gameplay. A better gameplay than before. So I did that. And sure enough, when I went to the Share Factory, there it was, ready to go. Well, about that time, that's when the finals came up. I had to find a different job. My cousin came down from Oklahoma, so I've been spending a lot of time with my family. But when I finally decided, you know what, let me make this commentary, there the video was. I went into the commentary, you know, I started messing around with the editing and whatnot, trying to do the video commentary. And for some strange reason, the video audio wasn't synced right in my commentary. So I'd be talking and you'd see my mouth moving, but the words wouldn't sync up. And also, if my video commentary was the full length of the video, it wouldn't save. It would say, you don't have enough disk space. Delete one of your other commentaries. But I had no other commentaries. That was my first time attempting to use the Share Factory. So finally, I looked today, and I had been looking every day to see if other people were having the same problem. Finally, I found a forum where other people were having the same problem, and apparently Sony has already said that they're working on an update to fix the bugs. So I decided, you know what, let me just use my regular editing software on my computer, and later on I can see how well that Share Factory can actually work, because right now, it's shit. Anyway, so I told y'all earlier that I was getting a specific gameplay, right? Well, here's the story behind that. I was playing Operation Locker, and I think I went like 30-10 with the 1014, which ironically is the weapon that you see right now. And a guy messaged me. His name was Hillminator. He was a relative of a girl that I used to play with. And he messaged me. He said, shotguns take no skill. First of all, if you're not using a you know what? I'm not going to say that. Use whatever weapon you want. But it's so foolish to ridicule someone for using a shotgun on Operation Locker, a weapon that does well in close quarters, a close quarters map. I mean, come on, what an idiot. So that led me to get this particular gameplay that you're seeing before you. This gameplay consists of me using the Scar H, the CZ805, the 1014, and a sniper rifle that I can't remember the name of. I did that specifically to show that I don't have to use a shotgun. I can use any weapon I want. And I made sure that I went on pretty decent kill streaks with each weapon. And if you look closely, my gameplay style changes when I'm using different weapons. That's what skill is. So anyone who has skill isn't going to say something as foolish as, that gun takes no skill to use. You know, the biggest thing for me, and I feel like my biggest point as far as shotguns, is if I'm using a shotgun and someone else on your team on the other team is using a shotgun, and I go, I don't know, 30-10 like I went, and the other person goes, I don't know, 9-7, there's a big disparity there as far as our statistics, And it's safe to say that I had a better match. Now, obviously, we're going against two different, I have different teammates. I may have better teammates. I may have worse teammates. He might have some shitty teammates. But at the end of the day, for me to consistently do that much better than another individual who's also using a shotgun, it automatically, by default, means that that must take some level of skill. And not just the shotgun. Any weapon. So, if you're going to say that something doesn't take skill, that I am lucking into this, then you using the same weapon should give you within the vicinity of the same result. And that's my biggest point there. Like I was saying earlier, if you pay close attention, my gameplay style changes as my weapon changes. When you notice that I was using the assault rifles, I was staying in areas where I had clear lines of sight. I wasn't going in areas where I would have to manipulate around corners or go around boxes or in and out of random, items on the map. I was going down hallways, sidewalks, things where I can get a clear, straight shot, because the mid-range aspect of the assault rifles and slightly long range is basically how those weapons are going to work. Once I switched to the shotgun, you notice that I was doing my best to get in close quarters. I was also taking a lot of flank routes, because despite the fact that the shotguns do well in close quarters, it's hard to get close to the enemy. So unless I'm right up on the enemy, I want to get a flank route. I want to have the advantage. And if you notice, the majority of my shots came to the enemy's back. That's me understanding the type of weapon I'm using, the strengths of that weapon, and the disadvantages of that weapon, using the strengths to my advantage and working my way around the weaknesses. That's what skill is. Skill's not the weapon. Skill is the interpretation of what the weapon is and how it can be most successful. Because at times, a lot of weapons can't do well in certain maps or can't do well against certain teams. So it's all a matter of how you use that weapon. Once I got the sniper rifle, notice I never pulled my trigger until I got up here on the building. That's also another part of having skill and using that skill to your advantage. I'm not a great sniper. Horrible at it right now. I'm trying to learn from a person that I know that's really good at sniping, Obi Venom. But I suck at it right now. But I still understand the weapon, and it allowed me to get quite a few kills. And that's what I'm trying to get other people to understand, is that it's not the weapon, it's how you use the weapon. Understanding the strengths of the weapon, the weaknesses of the weapon. And I don't think that anyone can really disagree with me on that. I mean, you can try, and that's why my comment box is always open. But seriously, think about it. And let me know what y'all think, and I will see y'all later.